show, oh gosh, about 3 years ago when my daughter got married, and now we should really do another show on becoming a grandparent, because it happened to me for the first time this year, and I really can't tell you how much I love that little tyke. Our guests today are grandparents who say they also love their grandchildren, but the kids' moms say, listen, I'm not going to allow you to see the grandchildren. This is Deborah, and Deborah says this month has been the worst time in her life. Why? Because her daughter-in-law, Lee, told her, that's it, you're never going to see the grandchildren again. So for the past month, Deborah has spent a whole lot of time crying and thinking of her 3 beautiful grandchildren and wondering, is she ever going to hold them in her arms again? Deborah, how did this come about? Why did your granddaughter not let you see the grandchildren?
Her and my son have split up.
Okay. Were they married?
Yes.
And they have split up?
Yes.
And your son now lives with you, with
Yes.
the new girlfriend?
Well, the girlfriend doesn't live there. I mean, she's there a lot, but she does not.
She does not live there?
No.
Okay. I heard that 1 month ago you took the kids out.
Yes, I took the older 2, Frank and Lauren,
Okay.
and we went to McDonald's, and we were going to go to the park, but the weather didn't permit it, so we went back to my house. And we were there for a while, and I said, Frank, I'm going to take the kids back to Lee, because his girlfriend had come, and I said, you know, Lee doesn't want her around. And I said, I don't want any problems. And he said, okay.
You had been told that the children's mother did not want the children to be with the new girlfriend.
Right, Frank
so the
told
minute
me
the new
that.
girlfriend came in, you...
I told
Yeah,
Frank
you should
that
have
I
told
had
the new
to bring...
girlfriend not to come over that day, because the kids are going to be there.
Well, we weren't going to be at home, but because of the weather, we ended up going home, because
Okay.
we couldn't go to the park.
All right.
So I told Frank I'm going to bring them home, and he said, fine, Mom. And I went and I brought them home, and when I returned back home to my house, Lee was on the phone with Frank, and she definitely was not pleased with me at all. She said it was a plan, or I don't even know, because Frank started screaming and yelling at me, and I said all I wanted to do is see the kids.
Right.
So I don't see them now.
So the anger is because the girlfriend showed up.
Right, I don't think, I don't know, maybe Lee does have a lot against me. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect.
Right.
You know, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a single mother. I have grown children. I have an 8-year-old. I have grandchildren that are almost as old as my own son.
Okay, you've gone to some extreme measures to get a glimpse of the children. What have you done?
We have a grocery store up the block from my house, and I go and park and wait for the school bus. Or on Saturday or Sunday, I go and park in the parking lot and watch over at the house to see if the kids come out to play.
And the only way you can see your grandchildren is by kind of spying on them.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sneak around, play Columbo, sneak around, and it's, you know, sit in the car and drive through empty lots or hide behind. Whatever it takes, I want to see my grandchildren.
Why do you think the children's mother does not want you to see the children?
I guess she's just very angry at the circumstances.
Of her breaking up with the...
Frank.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with you.
Nothing at all to do with me. That's between them. If they get back together, if they get divorced, I mean, whatever happens, that's their, you know, it's up to them.
Right.
The grandchildren, they're my grandchildren. They lived with me. Frankie's 6 years old. 4 out of those 6 years, basically, they lived in my home, and I had him and Lorne 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever I wanted to. And now, to never have them, I mean,
Right.
it's like, you know, this thing, I guess this says it all. When a child is born, a family receives 2 precious gifts: a grandchild and a grandparent.
That's right.
And I'm a grandparent, and I have grandchildren.
And you can't see them. And you're worried that your daughter-in-law has sworn to you that she will not let you see the kids again. Do you think you did anything wrong that should prevent
No.
her? No, you do not feel that. So let's bring out Lee and see what it is that she feels is wrong. Why should Deborah not see the grandchildren? Come on out, Lee. Oh, wait a minute. She may have... Lee! You heard what Deborah said. What is the problem with the grandchildren?
This is hard. I did let her take the kids about a month ago, and you know, she didn't abide by my wishes, and
What was the wish?
My children already have some emotional problems from the things they've been through in their lives, and I feel that my children should be around people who have morals and who have standards and who have values, and I don't feel that my children need any more emotional stress in their lives. And she brought them over there where she was. I mean, from what I know now, as of Friday, my husband's not with her anymore, so that shouldn't be an issue any longer. But from what I hear also, this makes Debbie mad that my husband told me that you are mad that he's not going to be anymore, that he's going to be with somebody with morals and values with me, that maybe we'll work things out. And he says, you're mad about that.
Let's be very straight. Why do you not want her to see the grandchildren?
The point is, I do want her to see the grandchildren. I just want her to abide by my wishes.
Okay, what is the first wish?
Well, that one maybe not anymore. Bring her around the other girl.
Okay.
That was one wish.
First wish is not to see this woman, whoever she is.
That's fine with me.
Fine. Next one.
Well, Debbie and I have forgiven Debbie for a lot in our lives, and I'm sure she's forgiven me for a lot too. She has said things bad about the kids, and maybe because, I don't know, for whatever reason, out of anger or whatever, things like, well, you know what you said about the kids.
What did she say?
She said once she called the children retarded, and that was not...
Deborah, did you ever call the children retarded?
Yes, I did. And I apologize for it. It's not funny, okay?
No,
and
it's not.
It should have never been said.
Did you say it in front of them?
No, the children were
Why
not
did
there.
you say the children were retarded?
My son was, he was being very vulgar, very, hurtful, mean, nasty to me, and he was up in my face and raising his hands and whatnot, and I couldn't think of anything to say to get him away, and that came out. And I mean, when I said it, I stopped and I looked, and I mean, I went in my room, and I can't believe I ever said it.
Okay.
But I did apologize, and I mean...
You have apologized?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so what else?
I do have problems with, and maybe sometimes you play it off as a joke or whatever, like you'll say things in front of Frankie and Lauren like, oh, your dumb mother. I mean, and that's not something you say.
Absolutely right. Have you ever said that?
Maybe.
I really don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible, you know, you say things and you don't really realize that you say something, but right. I would never.
But you know never to put down the children's parents.
That's right.
In front of the children, because
you don't do that to the children. You don't. I shouldn't do it anyway. You know.
And maybe also it's partly me. Maybe I feel resentful towards Debbie because she allows Frank's my husband's behavior to, you know, like, okay, I condone you sleeping with other women. I can, go ahead, let her move right on in. I don't care who she is, let her move in. And, you know, and I feel like that's not right. I feel that...
Have you done that, Debbie?
We don't know. There's no girl that moved in. She didn't move in, Lee.
Yes, she did. She lived there. Frank even told me she was paying you rent. She moved in there. She was paying you rent, $50 a week. That's what I was told. And Frank told me Friday night, because you know I stayed the night at your house Friday night. And Frank said that she packed up and moved out because he just couldn't take it anymore.
Well, no,
he said you got in a fight because you were mad because you want him to stay with. Don't want him to be with me, and you know, and I feel like that's not right. I know that you've called me names in the past. You've called me a slut and a bitch and everything else, and I mean, I'm the mother of your grandchildren. I have always, Debbie, you and I have had a hard time for 8 years, and I have respect. I feel that I've tried to show you respect, and I've tried to, you know, I've forgiven you for so much that you've done, and I just feel like I don't understand why you should hate me so bad.
Do you hate her?
No, I don't.
Can she see the grandchildren?
I would like for her to, yes. My son Frankie loves her more than anything in the world, but I feel also that she shows the favoritism to him to my other two.
Okay, let's talk about that. Deborah, can you try not to show favoritism to the oldest one?
Well, I don't believe I do,
I've heard
okay?
that you said if it ever came down to it, and Frank and I did get a divorce, that you would go for grandparents' rights for Frankie, but not the other two.
No, I never said no such a thing.
That's what somebody told me.
If I have
Good, we
to go,
cleared that up. Whoever
if I
told
have
you
to
that.
go for grandparents'
I think
rights,
the
it's
two
for
of you
all
ought to talk and keep the husband, ex-husband, and the son and everyone out of it. We'll be right back. Coming up, this grandmother says that her own daughter has refused to let her see her granddaughter for over 5 years. Will today be the day that she'll finally be able to put her arms around her granddaughter? Stay tuned to find out.
I really think they're great psychics.
Amazing.
I was shocked.
You're not gonna believe it.
She was so on point, it just freaked me out.
These are not actors. They're real people who got 10 minutes free from the psychic advisor, and so can you.
Me and my husband are separated. She named it. She named everything that's going on in my life. It was on the money. Completely on the money.
She knew about my past a lot. A whole lot. I think she listened on a few of my telephone conversations. She knew so much.
There's a lot going on within my family, and that's the first thing she said. And I need to stop being a doormat, which I feel that I am. People walking over me.
What's amazing is that out of all the things that she could have said to me, that she picked like the 3 or 4 things that like most concerning me.
She's really, really good. I'm surprised. Very surprised.
I want to talk to her again.
She read me like a book. I mean, just like a book.
10 minutes free will make you a believer, but this offer won't last long. Call the psychic advisor now.
Call 1-800-962-6100.
This is hot. At our 4th of July sale, you'll find the best savings on summer's hottest items. Save up to $60 on our entire stock of ladies swimwear. A 20-inch box fan by Lasco is just $12.99. And save up to $30 on ladies' Keds canvas casuals. Plus, Friday, July 4th, we're opening our doors at 8 a.m. so you can start saving sooner. Find amazing specials in every department. Value City Department Store's 4th of July sale. It's smoking.
Face it, computer technology is changing the way we view the world. Behind this technology are talented, well-trained visual artists who use the computer to bring their imagination to life. You can be one of them with preparation that begins with study in computer animation at the Art Institute. To learn more about this imaginative career, call the Art Institute now at 1-800-714-1118. That's 1-800-714-1118.
To some in my country, the river is everything. It is life. And as deforestation threatens the river, it also threatens life. Right now, the giant river otters are fighting for theirs. That's why the Philadelphia Zoo is working to support protected habitats in the heart of South America, and your support is crucial. The Philadelphia Zoo, come closer.
Did you try to get revenge on someone else, but it went too far and now you're sorry? If so, please call us at 1-800-93-SALLY.
Let's talk about grandparents' rights. What happens if you hate your parents? If you hate your parents and you have kids, you probably don't want your kids anywhere near your parents because that's the way you feel about them. Well, this is Barbara. Barbara admits as a parent she failed. She said she made mistakes all over the place. Is that true? Barbara decided 7 years ago when she became a grandmother, she's going to try and be a great grandmother because she was a bad parent. She was going to try and make up for all those past mistakes that she made with her daughter, Melissa. She's going to be a loving, doting grandmother to Melissa's child. However, Melissa decided 6 years ago she hates her mother and she will not forgive her mother, and she does not want her mother to see the grandchild. Now, let's start with, you have admitted you're a bad parent. What have you done that makes your daughter hate you so much?
She hates me because when she was 10, she ended up in a foster home. I was living in Florida. I didn't know nobody. I was pregnant, and I just I couldn't, I mean, I didn't know what to do. I was 22. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. How long has it been since you've not seen the grandchild?
I seen her when she was 6 months old. To me, she's still 6 months old.
How old is she now?
I have my daughter 7. I haven't seen her. I don't even know what she looks like.
7. Okay, let's bring out your daughter, Melissa, and see what's going on here. You haven't seen your mother in over 5 years, and you have told us that you really hate your mother. Is that true?
Yes.
You hate your mother?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us why you hate your mother?
Where would you like me to start?
Anywhere you want.
She had a problem because she was an alcoholic. I was her daughter. She was supposed to protect me. And if she didn't want me, she should have sent me down the road to somebody who would protect me. The drinking. I can't have my daughter around that.
Okay.